What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the new Netflix original movie, Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil Girl. This movie, of course, is directed by Sharan, Sharma. Before we begin, if you like this channel, cool, hit the subscribe button, which is Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. Hey, if you like this video, cool, hit that like button and comment below on any videos you watch, including this one. So the story of Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil Girl, tells the story of Gunjan herself. She is played by Janhvi Kapoor. And she is the first pilot in India, the first helicopter pilot to ever fly in a war or for the military. And it's very substantial and very significant because, at this time, that thing was looked down upon of women in the military in general, but women who were handling stuff like helicopters and, planes and stuff like that, to have a woman kind of go into a male dominated society is a very significant thing, and she proved herself and was very successful in the Kargil War, which is why this is subtitled The Kargil Girl. So this woman, this character Gunjan, she basically always wanted to be a pilot. Therefore, she wanted to, fly planes, fly airliners and stuff like that. But because of the male-dominated society, she was not really able to do that, so she went into the Indian Airforce, Indian military, which was finally letting women into the Air Force. And she goes through every obstacle you can think of in this movie. This feels a lot like G.I. Jane, but more in a biography in a real true-to-life sense, without it being true to life, because there is inspired. So they do have subtitles in the beginning of this movie. It says not everything is correct in this movie. And you can tell because there's a lot of, sappiness to it. There's a lot of, for instance, the girl, Gunjan, she leaves at one point, which I don't see that ever happening. You just don't leave the military and expect to come back without some kind of trial and tribulation. But I think it's kind of unique because in these stories, usually the parents are very against, what she does, very against who she is. Look at G.I. Jane, they're very against this woman in the military. And we have a character who's played by Pankaj Tripathi, who is her father, who's very supportive of her. And that's kind of a breath of fresh air because I don't know if that's 100% correct. I don't know much about the character herself, the real person. But when you see somebody like the father, who usually is like, you need to go find yourself a nice man, you need to, have kids, you need to give us, new blood and stuff like that. See him go, you do whatever you want, makes you happy, do whatever you want, is a very kind of refreshing take on the story of somebody that is going against all odds. It would be like, Jackie Robinson or, Jesse Owens having, a whole bunch of white males really support him. I mean, it didn't really happen that way. But to have that father basically be there and kind of push her forward is such a nice thing to watch. Now, with that said, this movie can be a little unrealistic a lot of times. We have the realistic side with, the brother and the mother who are very unsupportive, and they kind of try to keep her down throughout the whole entire movie. The brother is like, I'm not going to be there to save you, throughout your entire life, so you have to take care of yourself, but this isn't the right thing for you. The people at the base she goes into in Kargil and the actual military base she stays in, they do everything in their power to keep her down. And I want to believe, maybe I'm just an optimistic or whatever, that not every male that she encountered on this base was like this. Maybe it's just my view of the world today with trying to be progressive and whatnot. But this movie is full of such male stereotypes and male machismo stereotypes that it almost feels unrealistic in a lot of ways. But like I said, when you are watching a movie from a different country, maybe this is how it was for her. Maybe she literally had nobody. Maybe the only person she had was her father. So therefore, when you're watching this movie, maybe you're getting the sense of how insane these logical reasonings behind people's attitudes truly was. And so that makes it for me wondering how inspired by true story it really is. But with that said, I think this movie does have a way of inspiring young females and women in general who sometimes feel downed upon, sometimes feel, put upon as having to go through this typical stereotype. And to watch this woman in this movie just kind of have her day in the sun is really kind of passionate and kind of nice to watch. So I think the movie in general is still enjoyable. Like I said, the sappiness does shine through a lot of times with like the music and the way the characters play off one another. There's points where like the father's so proud that they're hugging, and like I said, when she leaves, when Ganjan leaves the base, when she's just kind of had it in that typical situation of a movie, you start to kind of wonder the ramifications of that. So it's a little out of left field, a little kind of not real, I guess you could say. So, but overall, I think the movie's still entertaining. It's still, good for a couple hours. You enjoy it. It's fun. It has some good action moments and has a good story about a woman just trying to go against the barrier and go against the odds. So that's pretty much it. That's my take on Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl. And let me know in the comments below what you think of the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? All that good stuff. Otherwise, hit that subscribe button, which is Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. And if you like this, cool. Hit the like button. If you dislike it, it is what it is. But otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.